Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Catalogue Induction webinar. Can you just put a Y in the chat box just to let me know you can hear me? Okay, that'd be much appreciated, guys. I'm just going to turn down my microphone volume a little bit. Okay, if it's too loud or too quiet, just let me know. And welcome. We've got quite a few on here today, so it's great to see. Okay, so I'll just tell you a little bit about myself before we start on. My name's Kevin Ryder. I used to be a driving instructor. I joined Clean Easy initially just to make a few extra pounds a month, and in my first 4 weeks I made £233, and that was through delivering and collecting catalogues, doing what we call blanket dropping, which I'm going to talk a little bit about today. For the first 6 months, that's all I really did. I was building my customer base, just putting out catalogues, and then after 6 months, went along to a showcase, saw 5,000 people, some of them earning fantastic money, and they were all from all walks of life, all kinds of career disciplines, different backgrounds, and I just thought, you know what, if they can do it, I'm sure I can as well. And within 6 months of that seminar, I'd got my income up to £1,200 a month part-time alongside working as a driving instructor, and now a few years down the line I earn over £3,000 a month working part-time from home. I don't tell you that to try and impress you, okay, it's to impress upon you what is possible with this business. And believe me, when I was at your stage just starting out, I never dreamt in a million years that I would be earning £3,000 a month from this business or any other business for that matter, okay, whether it was a job or whatever. I never dreamt that Kev Ryder could ever earn £3,000 a month. Okay, so wherever you are today, it's not about where you are, it's about where you're going. Okay, so welcome on board. So getting started, Catalogue Retailing. There's 4 steps to remember. Building a clean, easy business is like building a cake or baking a cake. Not that you build a cake, it's like baking a cake. Okay, there's certain ingredients that you put in, and if you put them in the right order, in the right quantities, and put it in the oven for the right amount of time, you're going to get the same cake as everybody else who follows that system. And building your clean, easy business is exactly the same. There's a little ingredients, and there's 4 primary ingredients. There's retailing effectively. If you do that, you're going to make money. If you communicate daily with your sponsor or successful upline, that's the people above your sponsor, then you're going to make even more money because you'll be much wiser than somebody who doesn't communicate. Learning the system, learning the ingredients, how to put it in what quantities, in what order, will even make you more money. And then sharing the opportunity with others is like the cherry on the cake. Alright, you don't have to do it, you don't have to share the opportunity with other people, but if you want to earn some serious money, then at some point you're going to have to show other people, because you're only one person and there's only 24 hours in a day, and you are only physically capable of doing so much on your own. So if you want to make bigger money, then you need to start leveraging your time and sharing the opportunity with other people. Okay, so let's crack on. I'm going to cover both blanket dropping and presenting. I realise that some of you will be doing one or the other. It's important to understand at this stage that you do need to choose which one you are doing, because you cannot do both. Okay, it doesn't work to do one, and it doesn't work to mix the two. Alright, so decide which one you're doing, whether you're doing blanket dropping or whether you're doing presenting catalogues. Because believe me, from experience, if it worked to mix the two, I would be saying right now, it works, do whatever you want, because it'll work. But it doesn't, so don't. Alright? It's pointless wasting your time. Okay? So, moving on. The golden rule. If you're blanket dropping, you must be posting a minimum of 400 catalogues a week. Okay, that's not 200 because it were raining on Sunday. That's not 300 because you thought you'd just cut it short. That's 400. Now, the reason we say 400 catalogues a week is because we know that works. That will find you the 20 customers or plus that you need each week to be putting through £250 of orders. If you're presenting catalogues, then you need to be putting out a minimum of 100 catalogues a week. Now, how you do that is up to you. There's a fantastic training video I believe Abby's putting it on the resource site, but if it's not on the resource site, just message me on Facebook or drop me an email at ridersrhinos@btinternet.com, and I will get the video out to you that'll teach you everything you need to know about presenting catalogues. Okay. However, how you get those 100 books out is entirely up to you. Whether you do 4 drops of 25 or 3 drops of 33 or 2 drops of 50, it's up to you. But please also understand it is a minimum, it is not a maximum. So if you want to do more, feel free to do more because you're going to earn more. Okay. The reason those figures are in place, guys, is because we know that that is what it requires to get the level of results that you need. So if I said to you, in front of you is the Grand Canyon and it's 100 meters wide and there's a 50-meter ladder, you know, you're going to say, sod off, it don't work. I'm not going to use a 50-meter ladder to cross an 100-meter gap. But yet people say, we say to people, put out 100 catalogues or put out 400 catalogues, and they often say, well, I did 200 to see how it goes. Well, it's not going to work. I can't emphasize that enough, guys. The numbers are there for a reason, so make sure you put the numbers in place and you will get exactly what it says on the tin. Okay? And it takes 4 to 6 months to build a solid customer base. Now, do catalogues work? That's the question. Well, here we have a fantastic couple from up in Scotland, Gunter and Alec. Okay, they've done catalogues ever since joining the company, but in 2014, they wanted to qualify for a trip to Venice, and in order to qualify for that trip, they had to personally retail over £9,000 a month. Okay. Oh, sorry, they didn't have to personally retail that. They had to have a team turnover of £9,000 a month. However, they didn't have a team to produce that turnover, so they did it themselves. And they went out there for 3 months and personally retailed just over £9,000 a month. However, yes, they were working probably around 40, 45, 50 hours a week, but look at the income that they earned in the space of 3 months. They earned over £9,000 in 12 weeks, plus had an all expenses paid trip to Venice worth at least £5,000. Worth at least £2,000 a piece. Okay, so they earned £12,000, they earned £9,000 and had a bonus of £4,000 on top of that. So do the catalogues work? Yes, if you go out there and make them work. So let's move on. Where are you going to find all the information that you need to start retailing effectively, putting your catalogues together properly and everything else? Well, on the 10 Steps resource site, which is www.the10steps.info, you will find this resource site. And down on the left hand side, you'll see there, it says Get Started Catalogues. On this page, you'll find all the information you need from your catalogue day slips, also known as your collection slips, because they tell customers when you're collecting the catalogue. Sorry I missed you slips, which you're going to need because people do forget to leave the catalogue out. A weekly planner to organise your time, and thank you slips to let customers know that you've picked up their order and thank you, and you'll be delivering shortly. So all your slips there are Word documents. You just click on any of these links and they will download straight onto your computer as a Word document, and then you can print them straight off. Okay. Okay, in the lower half of that screen, so if you just scroll down on that screen, you'll find again examples of your day slip, your sorry I missed you notes, the weekly planner, and the thank you for your order slips. So they're just at the bottom of that screen, and again those are the links there to be able to download the documents so you can print them off. Okay, catalogue preparation, guys. So the first thing is you've got your catalogues. Now, if you're blanket dropping and you're putting together 200 catalogues to go out, it's going to take you a few hours to get those first 200 catalogues ready. Okay, however, in the future, it's not going to take anywhere near as long because you're already going to have your order forms and your day slips and everything else in there, and you're not going to be changing 200 catalogues. You're just going to be changing the ones that people have looked at. So the majority of them will be just going straight back out again as you picked them up. Label up your order forms, okay, not your catalogues. You will have got some name and address labels through the post, or you should have done. And if not, you can order them through cleaneasy.co.uk through your admin site. You can order them from there, and you put the labels on your order forms rather than your catalogues. There's no need to label up all your catalogues. Your name is going to be on your order forms. Your name is going to be on your day slips or collection slips. Your name is going to be all over the place, so you don't need to put your name on the catalogues as well. Make sure you download the day slips from the resource site as I've just shown you, and edit the personal details on there so that if you've got a Facebook group, then you can put your Facebook group details on there. Make sure your name and your telephone number, best contact number, is on there. If you don't use your landline, don't put your landline number on there because you won't get hold of, or your customers won't get hold of you. Print out your slips. Okay, there's 2 sheets to a sheet of A4. So if you're putting out 200 catalogues, you'll need 100 sheets printing out. Get them printed out. While they're printing, you can be labelling up your order forms, and you can be packing your catalogues up and getting them ready to go out. Again, how you actually pack your catalogues is entirely up to you, but it is your shop window. So if you have one book facing out at the front and one book facing out at the back, then it doesn't matter which way it falls on the doorstep, there will be a catalogue facing up so that it looks nice and neat from both sides. Okay, so delivering your first catalogues, guys. There's 2 lots of information here. So anything that's just got a P next to it is for presenting. Anything that's got a BL is for blanket dropping. Okay, and obviously if both, it counts for both. Alright, so when you're out there putting out your catalogues, and we're now heading into February, we've just had one of the warmest Januaries and Decembers on record, and we know that it's not going to stay like that. Okay, we know that the snow is going to come, we know that we're going to have more storms, more rain, more wind. All these things are going to come, and they're going to test your resolve. So that is why the most important step of all is to remember why you're doing it. What is it that's going to get you out of that door when you least feel like going out of that door? What is it that you joined for? Is your reason why strong enough to make you overcome these challenges? Because I started in the September, and by the December there was a keen frost. I can remember going out, my fingertips freezing, but I still carried on because my eye was on the prize of a much larger income eventually of a couple of £100 a month. I wasn't doing it for 50 quid a week, even though that's why I joined. The reason I was doing it was because I suddenly realised how much debt and what a rubbish lifestyle I was leading at 27 years old, and I was not prepared to stay like that for the rest of my life. And I could see a way out with this business, and I was willing to do what it took. So my reason why is what kept me going when my fingers were freezing, or it was raining, or whatever. However, in the summer, it's going to be lovely, warm, wearing shorts, t-shirts, strolling around the street while other people are either sweating in an office or digging trenches and building roads or whatever they're doing. Okay, make sure you deliver a minimum of 100 books in a week. If you're presenting catalogues, remember it's in the numbers. And make sure you deliver a minimum of 400 books a week if you're blanket dropping. Again, it doesn't matter how you get them out, but over the course of a week, make sure you get them out. If no one is in, don't leave a book. Alright, that's presenting catalogues. If you knock on a door when presenting and nobody answers that door, do not leave a catalogue. If you're going to just post it through the letterbox, then you need to post 400 of them, not 50. Okay, or not 100. So if nobody's in, mark down that house, move on to the next house, and go back to that house at a later date or a later time. Everybody ignore "we do not buy at the door" stickers. Okay, that's really important. Nearly everybody who's put that sticker on their letterbox has put it on because they got an envelope one day through the door with a little sticker in it from the police that said, in the interest of crime prevention, please put this sticker on your letterbox. So everybody went, oh, okay then, and they put the sticker on the letterbox. It does not mean that they mean what it actually says. They did not go out and say, oh, I'm going to buy this sticker because I don't want people putting stuff through my letterbox. They stuck it on there because they were told to. So half of them don't even know that sticker's on their letterbox. So make sure you still give everybody the chance to either say no to a catalogue or put it straight back out on the doorstep if you're posting them. Okay? Don't listen to customer opinions or ideas. You're going to get people say, I'm not interested and neither is my neighbour. Now, I had somebody say that to me, and if I'd have just walked away and gone, okay, I wouldn't have picked up the £45 order that I got from her neighbour. I gave the neighbour a catalogue anyway and let the neighbour decide. People love to have an opinion, they have ideas, but unless they've actually done Clean Easy or unless they've actually experienced this line of work, they have no idea whatsoever. They just think they do. And people like to feel significant, they like to be important, and by giving you their opinion, it makes them feel important. So please do not listen to the few people that may say something negative or try to put you off. Because if you're blanket dropping and you're putting out 400 catalogues a week, and only 4 people say to you, oh, you won't get any orders around here, or we've had a catalogue coming for years, or something like that, you're going to listen, or you probably find yourself listening to the 4 people that moaned and groaned, and not the 396 people that said absolutely nothing at all. They just took the catalogue and left it on the doorstep. So don't listen to the few that moan. Listen to the mass majority that say absolutely nothing. Okay. Keep good retail and customer round records. Okay, keep a good record of who's taken a catalogue, who hasn't taken a catalogue, who's interested, who's not interested. Make sure that you know what each house wants, whether they want a book or not. You're not going to remember to go back to the house with the green door or the one with the sticky out bush. By the time you've picked up a few catalogues, you're going to quickly forget which ones you got one back from and which ones you didn't get one back from if you don't keep some kind of record. Okay. Watch the presenting catalogue training on the resource site. If it isn't up there yet, it will be up there shortly. But like I said, if you do need that training video, which is it's about 28 minutes long, but it goes into the body language and everything. Because when you're talking to somebody at the doorstep, they are not just listening to the words that you use. They are looking at how you stand. Are you a threat? Are you a danger? Because you're a stranger. Stranger danger. All right, you're a stranger on their doorstep, and they're wondering if you're of any threat. So they're not just listening to what you say, they're looking at how you stand. So look at that training video. It is full of tips, advice, and some key information that will help you massively if you're presenting catalogues. Okay. Time expectancies. People think that presenting takes a long time. Some people think that blanket dropping's really quick. These are the facts, guys. However, whatever you choose to do, stick to it. Do it properly, do it for 4 to 6 months, and either way, you'll build a fantastic customer base. So let's go through blanket dropping. To put out 200 catalogues takes approximately 2 hours. Give or take weather, talking to customers, things like that. But generally, if it's head down, crack on, it's 2 hours. Collecting your catalogues also takes about 2 hours. However, when you're blanket dropping, there's going to be around about 50% of your catalogues not left out, what we call stragglers. And you need to go back for stragglers at least 3 times in a week. So by the time you've gone back for your stragglers, you've got about 4 hours a week on going back for catalogues that you didn't get back. Okay? Delivering your orders takes 3 to 4 hours. So you're looking at anything from 12 to 15 hours a week blanket dropping. Okay, which is exactly what we said on the induction training and on the presentation. 12 to 15 hours a week to earn £270 a month. All right, so there's nothing strange there. Losses in catalogues is 5 to 10%. So if you put out 200 catalogues, pick up £200 of orders, and only get back 180 catalogues, don't sweat it. It's perfectly normal. Don't worry that you've lost 20 catalogues out of 200. That is perfectly acceptable. It's perfectly fine, and it's nothing unusual. So don't worry about it. Plus, for every £150 of orders you put through in your first 30 days, you will get sent 50 catalogues anyway. So if you lost 20 and got 50, you've actually gained 30. So don't worry about the few losses. It's not important. Presenting catalogues. Okay, to put out 50 catalogues in one go can take 3 to 3.5 hours. Obviously, this depends on the time of day. It depends on the area. If it's a high unemployment area, the chances are you'll get out lots of catalogues during the day. However, if it's a high employment area where people have mortgages and have to go work long hours or go to work or whatever, then the chances are your best results are going to be gained on an evening rather than during the day. So just think of the area and how much time you want to spend getting out your catalogues. Okay. Now then, to put them out, yes, takes quite a while. However, to collect 50 catalogues back in takes about 30 minutes. To go back for your stragglers, which will probably be only between 1 and 5 catalogues, to go back for stragglers takes about 20 minutes. You'll find that you may only need to go back once more, if at all, when presenting catalogues. Delivering your orders, well, hopefully you've just as many orders as if you were blanket dropping, so that's about the same amount of time, 3 to 4 hours, but your losses in catalogues are only 2 to 3%. So for every 100 catalogues that you put out, you may lose 2 or 3. However, when you put through £150 of orders again, you will get another box of 50. So you're going to be gaining catalogues massively. So if one of you is presenting and one of you is blanket dropping, you might want to do some trading there. All right. Use of your slips. Okay, first of all, let's take a look at the sorry I missed you note. If you're blanket dropping, you definitely need to take a good handful of sorry I missed you slips. Okay, make sure you take plenty with you. If you forget your sorry I missed you slips, I seriously recommend that you turn around, go home and get them. Because by the time you've picked up 200 catalogues and haven't put sorry I missed you slips through the letterbox, it's going to be just as hard the next time to pick them up because nobody will have left those catalogues out. If you don't leave some kind of reminder to let them know that you've been, then it's still going to be sat on the phone table behind the door or on the sideboard or under the couch. Okay, so make sure that you take your sorry I missed you slips with you. Put them in your pocket, put them in a retailing bag, whatever you use, just make sure you have a good bunch of them on you all the time and it will save you so much work. Your sorry I missed you slips, it's up to you whether you put them through the door, through the letterbox, but what I used to personally do is fold them in half and put them in the crack of the door just above the door handle. The reason I did that is because if that slip was still there when I went back, I knew that the customer hasn't even been in the house. So it helped me keep my frustration levels down. It stopped me from going, bloody hell, don't you leave out your catalogues, don't anybody read? Alright, because we do, we listen to ourselves chatter instead of looking at it logically. Alright, also, if it's in the crack of the door, then the first thing they see when they come home is that piece of paper above the door handle. If you put it through the letterbox, when they open the door, quite easily it can get swept under a coat or a jacket. It's only a small piece of paper. Or the other thing is, if it gets stuck in amongst lots of other mail because the postman has been, it all just gets picked up, dumped on a table at the side of the telephone or wherever. Okay, showing me age now, but all dumped on a table, and it doesn't get read straight away. So the slip may not even get seen, even though it's gone through the letterbox. All right. And yeah, your slips work as a reminder, guys. If you don't put that slip through, then people aren't reminded to look at the catalogue. If you put the slip through, they'll think, oh God, I meant to have a look at that catalogue. They're coming back again tonight, or they're coming back again in the morning. I better have a quick look now because I'm sure there was something I needed. Okay. Thank you for your order slips. All right. When you do your first £150 of orders, you will then be able to get another box of catalogues. When you get those catalogues, I recommend you get the alternative to what you have at the moment. So if you've got K-Life, get Clean Easy. If you've got Clean Easy, get K-Life. Use those extra catalogues as thank you for your order packs. So every time someone orders from your Clean Easy catalogue or your K-Life catalogue, leave them the other catalogue with a little slip that says thank you for your order. I'll deliver your goods in 7 to 10 days. In the meantime, please feel free to browse this complimentary catalogue. I will collect it when I deliver your order. Put in an order form, and when you deliver the order and get that catalogue back, you'll find that a percentage of the customers have also ordered further products, adding to your retail for the following week. Okay, so it's a great way of boosting your orders. It also lets customers know that you've picked up their order and when you're coming back, and it promotes your name and your Facebook page. Again, it's all about attracting your customers onto your Facebook group so that they can see what's happening. The other thing, guys, that I will mention, I think I mention it later on, but every single one of you, whether you're cataloging or Facebook, all of you need a Facebook group. All right, you all need to be building a database of people with on Facebook, even if it's just in a closed group that only you have access to, because that is where you're going to start building relationships with your customers and potential team builders and team members. Stragglers. All right, these are the catalogues that people forgot to leave out. It's important to understand a straggler is not a lost catalogue. All right, if somebody hasn't left it out, it doesn't mean you've lost it. Put it in perspective. It means that they forgot to leave it out, and by the time you've gone back for it, there could be an order in it, and you get the catalogue back anyway. Stragglers are potential orders. Some of my best orders have come from stragglers. Okay, go back for them at an appropriate time, okay, for the majority of people. So what that means is, if somebody is out on a morning, go back on an evening. If they're out on an evening, go back on the morning. Try and go back when you can, fitting it around your job, your lifestyle, your commitments. Try not to leave the catalogue there any longer than 24 hours. Okay, somebody else will pick it up, they'll pass it on to somebody else in the house, they'll pop it under a cushion, and before you know it, that catalogue has got lost because it's been through that many hands and left in the house for a week that nobody knows where they put it. So try to go back either the same day or the following evening, depending on when you actually when you went to pick up the catalogues. Knock the door every time before you slip them. All right, so if you're going around picking up your stragglers, if the catalogue isn't on the doorstep, don't just think, oh, I'm going to put another slip through. Knock on the door first. They may be home. It's also another opportunity to introduce yourself to the person so that they can get to know you over and above other distributors. Okay, and go back a minimum of 3 times while building your customer base. Quick story for you guys. When I first started doing Clean Easy and I was blanket dropping, obviously, like I'm teaching you now, I would go back 3 times for my stragglers. However, there was an occasion where there was about 4 catalogues left out, and the 4 people had never ordered before. In fact, only one of them had ever looked at the catalogue before, and it was about my 3rd or 4th time round. So I thought, do I really want to get in my car and drive like half a mile down the road to go pick up these catalogues, these 4 catalogues, or do I want to do something that was more fun and interesting? And I chose the more fun and interesting. However, when I delivered the orders that week, which were obviously around about that area, when I went and delivered those orders, I thought I'll pick up the catalogues that I left. 2 of them were left out, 2 of them still aren't being left out, so I crossed those 2 people off my list. I'd never got the catalogue back from them before, or they'd not looked or whatever, so I just crossed them off my list. I thought, I can't be bothered with these 2. However, the other 2, one had been left out, and it had obviously been looked at this time, whereas previously she'd never even looked, and the other one had a £75 order in it. When I delivered that order the following week, the lady said, oh, I'm glad you came back for your catalogue, because previous people have never been back and I never get my order. So I was in two minds whether to actually place an order because I didn't think you'd come back. Now, the thing is, I could have lost that £75 order if I hadn't gone back. Was it my fault it wasn't left out on time? No, it wasn't. It was the customer's. Would the customer have ever turned around and said, well, actually, I don't get my orders because I never leave my book out on time? No, it was always the distributor's fault. It was never the customer's fault. The other thing is, that customer has ordered off me for the last 13 years, and she will never buy off anybody else because she knows she can trust me to go back for the catalogue. She doesn't order every single month, but she orders nearly every other month, and it's always £15 or more. So if you want to add up how much that customer was worth over the last 13 years, I daren't think about it. But if I hadn't gone back for that one £75 order, that one straggler, because I couldn't be bothered, that would have been a very expensive catalogue not to go back for. So make sure you go back for your stragglers, guys. Weekly planners. We all have busy lives. We all have busy schedules. We all have 24 hours a day. It's how we choose to spend those 24 hours a day that'll make a difference to whether we make that £50 a week, £100 a week, £1,000 a month. It all depends what you're looking for as to what you're prepared to do to get it. Okay, the thing about this business is you are your own boss. It's fantastic. You can do what you want when you want and nobody can shout at you. The downside of this business is you are your own boss. You can do what you want when you want and nobody can shout at you. So it's entirely up to you how you spend your time, but I seriously recommend that you use a weekly planner downloaded off the resource site, and first of all start by putting in the workshops and the webinars highlighted in red. Then after that, any time that you are not available, such as like if you've got a school run or you've got work, okay, or anything like that, put that in. Then look at what time you have available to put your books out, pick them up, go back for stragglers, do your deliveries, that sort of thing. If you have it written down on paper and you commit it to paper, you're 90% more likely to do it than if you leave it in your head. And believe me, if you do it, you'll make a damn sight more money than if you don't do it. If you had an employer telling you to do it and you were getting guaranteed paid at the end of the month, whatever the weather or whatever, you do it because otherwise you get sacked and you don't get your money. But like I say, when you're working for yourself, nobody's going to sack you, so it's easy to do, but it's also very easy not to do as well. Alright, but the thing is, you will get loads of help, support, encouragement and motivation from your sponsor, from your upline, and by plugging into the system. Why is the training important? Well, let me put it like this. Whatever reason you came and responded to that advert in the first place, or whatever reason you rung or spoke to your sponsor or the Facebook ad or whatever it was in the first place, is because you want something that you don't currently have. Now, if you had the skills, the knowledge, the know-how, how to get that something, I'm sure you'd already be doing it. So if you want something and you don't know how to get it, you need to learn how to get it. And the way that you're going to learn how to get it is through the webinars and the workshops and speaking to your sponsor. So that's why your knowledge is more important than the actual work, because the smarter you are at doing it, the better the results you're going to get when you do it. Okay. Account management. Account management is very, very simple, guys. Alright, basically make sure you pay your Clean Easy bill before anything else. Your Clean Easy business is the vehicle that's going to make you the extra money that you're looking for. It's like having a chicken that lays golden eggs. Alright, if you stop feeding that chicken and you're tight and you save all the money from the golden eggs, eventually it's going to stop laying golden eggs because it starves to death. And that then becomes a false economy. You were kidding yourself. Okay? So make sure you look after your Clean Easy account, because as long as that's breathing, as long as that's working, you can always make more money. And we can help you make whatever money you're looking for and for whatever reason it's for. We can help you do that as long as the machine that produces the money is still breathing. Okay? You'll get sent an invoice. Every time you place an order, within 24 hours, you'll get sent an invoice. And on that invoice it gives you a complete breakdown of what you ordered, how much it's worth, and how much it's worth to you. You'll then get also on that invoice how much to keep yourself. This is called less retail profit. So your retail profit is what you keep yourself, and it'll say owed to Clean Easy by, and it'll give you a figure of what you need to pay to Clean Easy and when by. You get 2 weeks, just like if you were invoiced in business, you get 2 weeks to collect the money in and pay that money off. If you haven't collected the money in 2 weeks, don't panic, there's a minimum payment, and as long as you make the minimum payment, that's fine. We understand people go on holiday or whatever and they might be away when you're trying to deliver the goods. And anything that gets returned to Clean Easy gets taken off your total anyway, so you won't be charged for anything that gets returned. Statements. Look at your statements on a regular basis. These are available on your cleaneasy.co.uk and they also get emailed to you. On that statement, it will tell you what your minimum payment is and when it is due by. 14 days, I've covered that. And returns, you've got 90 days. You've got 90 days to return products to Clean Easy. Okay, you've got 90 days to get your money back. Your customer officially has 30 days. Alright, so your customer is supposed to get products back to you within a month. However, you have 3 months to get it back to Clean Easy. Okay. I tend to give my customers a bit longer than 30 days because sometimes it's 30 days before they even see me again. Things that will happen. Guys, this is the UK. It's winter at the moment. You're going to get wet. There's no such thing as bad clothing. Say that again. There is no such thing as bad weather, just bad clothing. Make sure you dress appropriate for the weather. Okay? It's a couple of hours. Depending on what system you're following, get home, get showered, that's it. Alright, sit there knowing that your catalogues are out, doing the work, and you don't have to do anything for another day or 2 days depending on what you've chosen to do. You're going to meet other people, you're going to meet other Clean Easy distributors, you're going to come across their catalogues, alright, so it says there see other books. That's going to happen. You don't get areas in this business, and the beauty of that is if you've got a bad area, you can always move. Now, the best areas are the ones that are worked for 4 to 6 months. It doesn't matter where you live or what kind of area you live in or anything like that. If you keep putting your catalogues out week in, week out, every 4 weeks for 4 to 6 months, you will develop a fantastic customer base. Switch off to what people say. Switch off to other people's opinions. Don't worry about other distributors. Don't try and sort out rounds with them. I'll go here, you go there. This is my patch, that's your patch. Alright? You don't get market stall holders next door to one another selling the same stuff saying this is my patch, that's your patch. They have a stall. And every single stall has customers. Okay? You will get just the same amount of customers as long as you do the work. So focus on the activity, not the results. It'll all come together, guys, I promise you. Okay? Don't get other people's opinions or ideas. Don't listen to them. We've covered that already. You're going to have good days and bad days. I don't care how old you are or how far you've come in life. There's going to be days where you've had good days and bad days. You're still here. Okay? So don't worry about it. They don't last forever. They last for a day. Pick yourself up, move on, create another day. Alright? It's all there for the taking. You can let the day beat you and you can walk away feeling that it hasn't worked or whatever, or you can say, do you know what, I'm going to step up and I'm going to make it work. Because every single person who takes that attitude, it's funny how they always go on and make it work. Okay? You're going to get orders. Alright, you will absolutely get customers. I guarantee it. In fact, I guarantee you cannot put out 400 catalogues or 100 catalogues blanket dropped and not get a single order. In fact, I will pay for your kit for you, but I would want proof that you've put out 400 catalogues. Okay? And you're going to make money. If you're getting orders, you're going to make a profit. Every single item that you sell has a profit markup on it. So if you're selling items, if people are buying your goods, you are making a profit. So just carry on doing what works. The company's been going since 1923. So in spite of what other people think and how many of us think that we can do it better or we have a better solution, just remember that the company's doing pretty well, and they're doing well because of us and the system. Communication. All right, I don't know what's happened to the main heading here, and I'll have to check it. But communication, guys, is vital to the success of your business. We've been going on for quite a while now about retailing. All right, because there's a lot of information in retail. The next couple of bits, there aren't as much information, but that doesn't mean it's not as important. It just means there isn't as much to cover. Communication is very, very important to anybody's success. Imagine trying to learn how to drive a car, but you refuse to speak to your driving instructor. All right, it's not going to happen. So the ways that we can communicate is through Skype. I love Skype because it means I get to meet the person I'm working with. I can judge their body language. I can see their attitude on their face. I can see, are they serious? Are they determined? Do they want to make this work? Is this person worth my effort? And I will do anything to help anybody who wants to help themselves. And I can say that categorically for every leader in the business. So Skype is a brilliant way of learning and building that friendship between you and the person who can help you. Phone, brilliant. So many people seem afraid of the phone these days. It's all text and chat and one thing or another. I'm dyslexic. I'm not the fastest typer. I'm not saying it's about me, but there's lots of other people out there who's exactly the same. I can talk for England. Pick up a phone and I can chat and I can help and I can empathise and I can put tonality, I can put pace and speed and pitch. All these things add to building rapport and building a relationship. I can't do that in text. I can't do that in chat. I can't do that in an email. Okay? Messenger is absolutely brilliant. We have fantastic people doing brilliantly on Messenger at the moment, helping and supporting the teams, newbie chat and all that kind of thing. So get involved in your chat groups because they do help and they're a very quick solution to very simple problems. Texting is also great. Okay, in fact, I'm finding people chat more than they actually text these days. Facebook is good. However, not everybody sees a Facebook post straight away, especially you guys. If you're out doing catalogues, you're not going to be sat on your computer checking Facebook all the time. So make sure that your communication is seen. If it needs to be urgent, you're best phoning or texting. Email, again, a brilliant form of communication, but any emails that come in after 10 o'clock on a morning, I will not see them before 10 o'clock the following morning. Okay, because I check my emails once a day and I try not to get distracted by other messages coming in. Okay, so communication is important, but select the right form of communication for your requirements and your needs at that time. If you need an answer quick, either messenger or speak to your sponsor by phone. If it's not too quick or you're just sharing some news, then Facebook or email works brilliantly too. Okay, just a point to note, guys, just out of interest, remember when somebody sends any form of written message, whether that's messenger, text, Facebook or email, the message is never read in the mood of the sender. It is always read in the mood of the reader. So be very careful what you're writing and the phraseology that you use, because you don't want to be upsetting anybody because they're already in a bad mood for something that's happened at home or whatever. So be careful when sending texts and messages. Just think what you're saying and how you're saying it. Learning the system. Your willingness to learn will determine your ability to earn. And I love this saying, your mind is like a parachute. It has to be open in order for it to work. We've all had experiences, we've all had jobs, we've all worked with people we love, we've worked with people we hate, we've followed systems we don't like, we've all built opinions, ideas, thoughts, beliefs. The point is, until you actually start doing Clean Easy, you have never ever done Clean Easy. You may have done things that you think are similar, but Burger King is similar to Pizza Hut, but they do not work the same. Alright, they're both takeaways, they both sell fast food, but one's pizzas, one burgers, and they have completely different systems. So please be open to learning and appreciate that you've never done Clean Easy. If you were making the money that you wanted already, then you wouldn't need to learn anything, but you're not, that's why you're here. So we suggest that you open your mind up to some information and be like a sponge. Take on board whatever you can, because there are thousands of people willing to help you make the money that you want to make for whatever reason you want to make it. Okay, how to learn the system. Speaking with your sponsor, we've covered that. Communication, that's the fastest way to learn, is from somebody who's already doing it. And it doesn't matter if your sponsor's only been in a day or a week, they already know more than you, so listen to your sponsor. Keeping an eye on the group chat and Facebook pages. Again, this will help you learn massively. Skype, building that relationship between you and your sponsor. Get some coaching, get some help, because believe me, this business has so much to offer over and above 50 quid a week. Resource site, the 10-step system workbooks to download on the resource site. Webinars, check with your sponsor when the webinars are, because each sponsor belongs to a different team and they may have webinars on different days of the week. However, on a Wednesday night, every Wednesday night, we have a team webinar, and that's at 9 p.m. and that's www.10stepsteamwebinar.co.uk, and it's the number 10, not the word 10. Okay, company conferences, absolutely brilliant, guys. Make sure you book into the next one. I know so many people have taken advantage of the pre-booking form where they've booked 2 conferences and the gala dinner, and that's broken down into installments. However, guys, you may have only been in a few days, a few weeks, but the sooner you get to one of those showcases, the much more you're going to be aware of what you've actually got your hands on. It was that showcase that took me from £300-400 a month income to £1,200 a month income part-time, second income, alongside still earning £1,000 a month as a driving instructor. So that was an extra £1,200 a month, all because of that seminar. Who'd like an extra £1,000 a month on top of what they earn now? Okay. Workshops, guys. All right, the 10steps.info. Book into your local workshop. Speak to your sponsor. Find out where your nearest one is. Believe me, if it's 2.5 hours away, that is local. If you were in this business in America, you'd be jumping on a plane and flying over states to get to the trainings. All right, guys, the trainings are phenomenal. The workshops are phenomenal. The information you're going to learn will help you make so much more money and make your life so much easier. And no, I guess everything isn't about money, all right? Money isn't everything, but it ranks up there with oxygen, okay? The 10-step success system, if you click on the 10-step success system from the side here, all right, if you click on that button there, it brings up these 3 PDFs. If you just hover over that button, it brings up a ladder, a list of the steps. So if you don't want the list of steps, just click on the button and bring up the 3 PDFs, which is your workbook, your script book, and the Getting Started pack. Okay, those are very important documents, and there's a training here, video, that takes you through what the 10 steps are. It's an introduction to all 10 steps. Okay. Share the opportunity, guys. So the next step then, once you're learning the system, you don't even have to know what you're doing, okay? But just start sharing this business straight away, because even though you don't know what you're doing, somebody else does. Quick analogy for you. Can you drive? Let me ask you that question. Now, if the answer to that is yes, I presume you had a driving instructor or somebody that you trusted that taught you how to drive. Let's say you had a driving instructor, okay, and you were really happy with your driving instructor. Would you have been willing to share that person's details with somebody else that wanted to learn how to drive? Would you have said, I recommend my driving instructor, he's great, take some lessons with him? At any stage, if any one of your friends had said, thank you for that advice, I'm going to go speak to your driving instructor, at any point would you have thought, oh my God, I now need to teach this person how to drive? No, because that's your instructor's job, not your job. All you did was recommend him as an instructor. That's all you're doing in this business, is recommending your sponsor, your successful upline, as a person that can teach someone else how to build their business. You're still learning how to build yours. We do not expect you to teach other people how to build theirs. All you're doing is recommending someone else as an instructor. You're just recommending the business. You're recommending the idea, the opportunity. And if they say, how well you doing? You say, hey, hang on a minute, I haven't passed my driving test yet. I'm still learning. But go speak to that guy. He's passed. He's a qualified instructor. If you want to learn, speak to him. I'm just recommending the idea. I hope that makes sense. So, how to go from this? Everything looks so far away, windy road, oh my God, what's happening, where do I go? To this, where you've got a fantastic team of people. This is the showcase just gone where they announced Mexico, and this is the 10 steps team, and it's only a fraction of them, guys. Alright, the amount of people that didn't go was more than the amount of people that did go, but that's always the case. Alright, that's nothing unusual. It's these people that's important, the ones that did go. Okay, start with your warm market. Who are your warm market? Facebook friends, family, colleagues, schoolmates, customers. Alright, and once you've gone through all them, who do they know? Alright, it's sharing information. It's just getting some videos out there. It's getting some information out there. People on Facebook, timeline posts. These are what we call long-term or drip feeding lifestyle posts. These are bits of information that you put on your timeline that make people curious. It's like baiting the hook. It's making them watch into your life. What's he doing? Why they're so happy all of a sudden? How did they manage to afford that holiday for the kids? How did they manage to afford them new wheels on that car? How did they manage to afford the new car? Right? Hey, hang on a minute, didn't they live in a 2-bedroom bedsit? How come they've upgraded to a terrace or a house or a 4-bedroom detached? These things on your lifeline, on your timeline, are the things that people are watching. Direct messages to contacts. Alright? This is what we call midterm. Some now, some later, some will be watching you. Some will come in straight away. Some again will just be curious and want to know what's happening and watching what's going off. And then in your own group, like I said, all of you need to create a group, ideally. I don't say should create a group, I say need to create a group. If you don't know how now, don't worry about it. You didn't know how to walk once, but you learnt. Alright, so we can teach you everything you need to know if you're willing to learn, and we will show you how to build a group, how to increase your numbers, and how to introduce people from that group. Won't be long, Andrew. Okay, it's social media, not business. Alright, so keep it social, keep it interactive, keep it fun. Keep bits of information on there. It's not all about selling. It's not all about telling people how wonderful your business is. Timeline post. Here's an example that you could put on your timeline. I'm really excited about my new business. I've already had so much help and support. I can really see this working for me. Had a great day today working from home. It makes a real change not to have to put the kids in creche ever again. Had fun today building my business in my dressing gown. This isn't many people would let. Hang on. There isn't many people that would let you work from your bed. Thanks for all the help I get too. So there's all sorts of different little things you can put on there. Private message. Hi Mary, how are you? I've just started a new Facebook group and wondered if you would like to take a look. It's going really well and I get to help other people do the same if they want. Could you help me please and add some of your friends to the group so they can look at it too? Do you know anyone who might be interested in selling some of this stuff? Do you know anyone who may want to work from home? Do you know anyone who has kids and would rather work around their kids than put them in care? There's loads of questions you can ask that are lifestyle questions that people would respond to and say, yes, me, or yes, I do know someone. General advert for other groups. I'm just curious, so these are adverts that you put in other people's buy and sell groups or business groups. I'm just curious. If anyone would like to earn some extra cash advertising some of this stuff in this group, message me or comment below. Just create an interest. People will come back to you. What happens if you get a reply? Keep it simple, guys. Don't complicate things. Try, first of all, to get their phone number and send them the 10stepsvideos.com. If you can't get their phone number, don't worry, still send the information. But ideally, we need their phone number so that we can speak to them and try and follow it up. Or just ask your sponsor for help. If you're not sure what to do, speak to your sponsor. They know what to do. So very quickly you can go from this, which is around £200 to £500 a month, to this, what we call 10 active wide, and £1,140 a month income. You can do that within 3 months. Certainly within 6 months if you want to get stuck in. And then who knows from there where it could potentially go, because the income limits on this business, there are none. You can earn whatever you're prepared to work for. Okay, all it is effort and time and persistency. Alright guys, that's it. Oh no, it's not. Let's summarise, sorry. So in summary, you've got retail. Step 1, retail effectively, find customers. Step 2, make sure you're communicating regular with your upline and successful people. Learn the system and share the opportunity with others, guys. Learning the system, attending your driving lessons, learning what to do, practicing is the one thing that's going to take you from where you are today to where you want to be. Okay, with that, I'll say thank you very much. My name's Kevin Ryder. If you have any questions, pop them on the 10 Steps Facebook page or in your chat or anything else. And I will say thank you very much. Have a fantastic day, and I wish you every success with your retailing business, whether it's Facebook or catalogues or whatever you choose to do. It's your business. It's up to you. Thanks a lot, and step up.